post-disengagement, if the upper mid-range narcissist was honest. The upper mid-range narcissist. Arrogant, polished, haughty, aloof, often very intelligent, but not necessarily so. Often successful, often holds high office, high positions. Operates with a facade of I'm best, I know better than you. But what about where this upper mid-range narcissist has disengaged from you, has ended the formal relationship and kicked you to the curb? What if the upper mid-range narcissist were to be honest to you? What if the upper mid-range narcissist was to explain to you why he or she had acted in the way that they have? This is what would be said. I've cast you aside after I've subjected you to a litany of abuse, mistreatment, and the full horror of my manipulative and disorientating repertoire. And you deserved it all. I know that you gave your absolute all in the pursuit of what you believe to be our perfect love. You have endured humiliation, denigration, and belittlement, yet you still hung in there, desperate to cure and to heal and to fix. You wanted the concept of us so much that it hurt, and it still does. Not only have I disengaged from you with a callous disregard for your welfare and sanity, I've added to the pain by parading my latest conquest for the entire world to see. You are no longer the recipient of my burning desire. You have been removed from my grace and favour, and a new beneficiary has been installed in your place. The monument to our supposedly everlasting love has been razed to the ground, and on that once sacred ground I have now erected a new edifice, lauding my new shiny and much improved interest. What I once promised as lasting forever has been smashed into pieces, and thus I've had to erase you from the history books as ever having been any good. But that is the way that it must be. I must revise that history. Your hurt, anger, and indignation are tangible, and I kind of understand why that is. But at the end of the day, it's all down to your traitorous behaviour. You brought it on yourself. It's awful enough that after everything that you've done, everything you've given, everything that you've endured, that you've been struck from the record. I understand how that may trouble you, but I don't care. The insult has been magnified and multiplied by reason of my infatuation with your replacement. You might ask, how dare we do this to you? It's utterly unfair. I understand that. But once again, whilst I understand that it's unfair, I don't accept that, because once again you brought it upon yourself, and I'm only doing what is right for me. I also understand that you have a desire for retribution, and such desire for retribution is immense. You want to cause my comeuppance, and you also want to warn the world about the monster that you see me as. Again, I can kind of understand that from your perspective, but I don't accept it. You feel that everybody must be told about the awful toll that you have taken from my treatment, but greater than that, you also have that irresistible sense of needing to protect and to warn. The empathic nature that made you such an attractive target to me has indeed survived, notwithstanding the mauling that I've given you. You now need to save my conquest from what you have been put through. Not only must you rescue this poor apparent innocent from our supposedly toxic touch, this will enable you to then exact a delicious revenge upon me. By taking away the thing that I crave, you know that triumph awaits. My fresh acquisition may well work out what is going on, but it's unlikely. And even if she did, it would take far too long. No, you believe that you owe it to her, and that you owe it to yourself to intervene, to interrupt, to educate and to warn. You believe that it is time to expose me for what you say that I am. You call me for the perfidious behaviour that I have engaged in. You decry my stories of your hysterical and unreasonable behaviour, and yet here you are, you hypocrite, ready to spread such lies about me to my new love. You hold yourself out as being a person of good nature and compassion, Yet you are hell-bent on ruining my newfound happiness. Who do you think you are? You were not good enough for me. You let me down. And thus it was only right and correct that I had to move you to one side. You threatened my control of you, and control is everything. You stopped giving me the fuel that I was entitled to. Who on earth do you think that you are? You started to lessen the character traits that I steal from you. And you stopped providing me with the residual benefits. What choice did I have but to hit you harder, squeeze you firmer, maul you all the more to make you comply because you belong to me? Yet you had the audacity to deny me all of that. And therefore you gave me no choice other than to keep on doing that to you until it was necessary to throw you to one side. And yet you can't see that you caused all of this. You can't see that you brought it upon yourself and that all I was doing was protecting myself. You let me down, and therefore you had to be moved to one side. You had to be replaced, out with the old and in with the new. That is the natural order of events. The appliance doesn't work anymore, therefore a new, faster and more effective appliance must be brought to the fore and installed. Why on earth are you complaining about that? Had you been fit for purpose, I would have still kept you. You would have remained the object of my affection. But you let me down. You failed. I gave you every chance, and yet you still came up wanting. You are to blame. You've only yourself to blame. Yet exhibiting the malice that you laughingly accuse me of, you go running to our new interest, and run around telling tales about me. I hate you. I hate you because you're threatening my control of you. I hate you because you're threatening my control of her, your replacement. Why not show this empathy that you always say that you have and stay away from me? Leave me alone. If you do not, there will be repercussions. Your poison-laden tongue weaves its malevolent words as you whisper fabricated stories in order to discourage my new love from remaining with me. Do you not understand that this is the very reason why I had to let you go? I tried. I really did. But you would insist on railing against my control and not submitting to our will. You failed to know your place. There was no hope for it other than to remove you from my life. As a person of substance and rigour, I have not gone with my tales of lament to others, seeking to draw sympathy from them. I'm better than that. No, that's not for me. I chalked off my time with you as a mistake, a huge mistake, but I'll learn from it. And I did, because now I've found someone better. So what, that I have moved with what you regard as unseemly haste? I am entitled to do what I want, and even more so to correct the mistakes that you have caused. You should take heed of my capability in that regard, instead of remaining mired in what might have been. Just move on. Forget it, it's over. Deal with it. Imprisoning yourself in a tomb of melancholy isn't the way of progress. Stop being so self-pitying. This only underlines my superiority to you. I've moved on. The relationship didn't work. And moreover, you should move on. And you should move on all the more because you are the one that caused it not to work. If you can't do that, then it's your problem, not mine. I act with honour, and I'm not stooping to your level. I know that my character speaks for itself with this new person. I allow them to make their own mind up, and the extensive groundwork that I put in place has ensured that this person is impervious to your unsavoury behaviour. I'm not concerned by what you're saying, not at all. Speak your lies. They will just crash against the edifice of my truth. I know that my impregnable facade of magnificence can't be pierced by your savage and twisted lies. Run to my new love. Run to them, and seek to pour your poison in their ears, and I shall just watch and smile as they turn to you and shake their head. They won't listen to you. They are immune to your campaign of smearing. They know that I am truly wonderful, and that you had your chance, but you fucked it up. You destroyed what we had, and as a consequence of your quite frankly unhinged conduct, you deserve everything you get. She'll tell you how magnificently I treat her, just as the way that I treated you until you made it go wrong. And you can try and explain to her what it was like for you in the beginning, but your words will be lost. You will be told that your jealousy has skewed your outlook, that your paranoia has warped your view of the world. Your craziness has been well documented, believe me. I have done the protecting. I have done the warning. And of course, I got in first as a reaction to you attempting to threaten my control. So tell your tales. Go on, do it. But all you will do is attempt to threaten my control, and therefore I will be duty-bound to tighten my grip on you all the more. I will smear you harder. I will hoover you in a malign fashion to break you. I never wanted that to happen. I just decided to get rid of you once you were no good to me. But if you come to my door seeking to tell lies about me and to poison me towards the others, then bring it. It's game on. And all you're doing is confirming the reason that I was oh so right to be rid of you. Nobody likes a telltale like you. Nobody likes you.